Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we've had a long and hard weekend. We've been at the Vodacom Durban July, which is a showpiece of South African racing. People from all over the world have been here, but we'll discuss that later in the program and your call when we go through all the stuff, and we'll be chatting to Candice Bass-Robinson on the telephone, which should be great fun. But just talking about what's happened over the weekend, apart from our little chromosome of interest, which is the Vodacom Durban July. Sport, we're looking like...
First thing we're going to start with was the All Blacks and the Lions. For the purists, James, it's great that it's going to a last test, because All Blacks, obviously having Sonny Bill Williams sent off, they still nearly won it. So it's going to be a great test, the last one.
What did we say last week? Plus 13.5, best bet you've ever seen.
Yeah, it actually went 14.5. Can you believe it? 14. I thought it was 13.5, but I was told 14.5. And the All Blacks. I listened to Will Greenwood talking in the morning, the next morning, which was our night time here, talking about that incident, and it was incredible how he said every Kiwi he bumped into said, No, well done, you got it. But there's no chance you'll beat us in the third test. And he touched on, before they'd given the suspensions, because he got 4 weeks, Sonny Bill, he said, Sonny Bill is a very good guy. He comes from 13-man rugby where they used to drop the soldiers, but he broke the shoulder, he broke the rule, he's off. He gave his World Cup winners badge away. Do you remember? He signs autographs.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. He went in the change room and apologised. Yeah. So 10 out of 10 for Sonny Bill, because people had a full go at him. Even his own country saying that, you cost us by going off. But Lions have got it all to do. Don't you agree, James?
I think it's going to be a fantastic third test. I think that the coach, Gatley, he knows what he's doing.
He's made them defensively strong. Because when... Can you tell me when the All Blacks last played and didn't score a try?
No, it must have been 2009 against the Springboks.
Possibly. Yeah. But James, they got their 21 points from the boot.
Yeah.
The Lions came in numerical advantage, got a couple of tries. So I think that's what they've got to work on. So who stops the All Blacks? So I think the Lions are going to be so happy with their defensive systems.
I think that not having Sonny Bill Williams is going to be big against him, because no one is as good as him. At the inside centre, he makes breaks, he makes line breaks, he offloads. He's just unbelievable. So that was fantastic. As far as what I watched, Sharks. Oh my goodness!
Garth April had a game to forget.
Yeah, I just think that we're already seeing the effects of John Mitchell at the Bulls. And
I didn't even know. Well,
Moreira's finished now; he's out, but Mitchell's coming in. But they said that he's not there yet, and this and that and the other. But I can tell you, what I saw was the effects of John Mitchell.
That centre was his name, Serpentine. Outstanding.
Well, there was a Springbok pairing,
but he was just outstanding on the day, and we
completely outplayed. Completely outplayed. At the how did the Lions outplay the Sunwolves, the poor Sunwolves? Yeah. But the hammering of their lives, 97 or something ridiculous.
2 teams have got to go, James.
Yeah,
it'll be two franchises. It'll be the Kings who've come right, and the Cheetahs. Yeah. The 4 major franchises will stay.
Well, they're talking about the Bulls and the Lions merging, to keep another franchise.
Lions are strong enough without the Bulls.
Well, exactly what I would say. But
Jim, cricket, quickly. I know we've got to go into horse racing, but cricket.
Well, the women's Proteas cricket team is unbeaten so far. They play England on Wednesday. They played like superstars. There's a couple of players there. Del Fanica, she can play like you can't believe. And there's a bowler who's just unbelievable. She bowls better than Borne Morkel. Yeah.
So we've got to keep an eye on them,
They're good, and hopefully they won't choke, but because they look like a proper team. They don't look like the men chokers.
The artichokes.
Yeah, the artichokes. But the best sporting moment of the weekend, apart from racing, was Marc Marquez winning the motorcycle Grand Prix. Did you watch that?
No, don't watch.
In Germany. He was chased by a German lad who'd never finished on the podium.
Marc
Marquez, the greatest motorcycle rider.
You go with Mark if your sin was like Buttress Gali.
Yes, but
Marquez.
Yeah. Don't you watch the motorcycle? No. Well, there you are. You see, you don't know what you're missing out.
I'll try and get out the house a bit, James.
Yeah, well, no, with 2 television sets, that's an absolute ball. Anyway, we're going to go straight into our 3 to follow and see exactly what we've got there. Well, let's go to Kenilworth, Wednesday, the 28th of June. First race, and we pick up, or second race, we pick up Canama's runner. Dean Canama in his own silks by Gray's Inn, bred by Rose Dean. This should go a trip, show a lot of pace and a lot of resolution at the end, and probably lucky to hang on for second.
Yeah, this is drawn down the inside. Nice to see Louis Burke getting a chance for Dean. Dean's given him a ride. And it went off, funny enough, at 100 to 1.
Yeah.
And it's down the inside. The pace is on early. Super Performer's very quick. Commissioner's up the middle as well. And Siberian Husky. They put on a lot of pace. Brett Crawford, who's having a terrific run wherever he races these horses, eventually wins the race with Pierre Cornet also riding from an horse called White River. But I thought this was a very good debut with Southern Sun.
Interesting, this horse White River was 20 to 1, and back then I know we were playing golf with the boys and they all had a decent touch on this, because apparently first time out got into all sorts of trouble. The saddle slipped, this and then the other, and if you're a form studier you would have picked it up. It won a good race. Brett's had his 100th winner during the week, so good for him. But Southern Sun here, down the inside, you see it in Dean Canama's colours, black with the white spots, runs a cracking good race in the vanguard the whole way, basically.
That's right, a very good run. You know, the front three are getting 13, and Pierre Cornehofer gets the supported horse, White River, to quicken on. And then here for second. This is a good debut. Louis keeps us running. They start attacking him for second later in the race, but it's a good debut.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got second clear there, and then the horses start running on him, and they run on strongly, and he just hangs on for second. So good run for that one. It will probably improve and probably go a bit more ground. Let's go to the next one. We go to the Maiden Juvenile Plate at the Vaal. There's race 1 on the 29th of June, and 2 Australians fought it out. And my goodness, did they run well, the 2 of them.
Yeah, it looked an interesting race. They were both supported. The winner went off at 6 to 10. You can see they're both down the inside of the course. The winner jumps better than the runner-up is the horse we found, Carmelita. And they run 1 and 2, they're down the inside. There's plenty of speed in the race. And the horse who runs third, it shows a lot of pace too, called Flying Fable. That's up with a jump. But the interest for the public, James, is down the inside. The Cock 6 to 10, and right behind it is our friend Chase Morjean on Stanley Ferreira's horse.
Well, as the race unfolds, you'll see that there's the paces down the middle of the track. Mike de Kock's horse goes to win it, Moalile, and Carmelita actually runs right past it, going through the 150-meter mark. Here, she's got 2.5, 3 lengths to make up. De Kock's horse is in front. Ferreira's horse is on the inside and getting scrubbed along. Looks like no chance of getting to her, but the way she ran past her, I thought this is a very good filly. I think that she'll go on and win.
Carmelita will be hard to beat. Down the inside, and Roland Bauer's colours, and there you can see the Shakes colours. Anthony Delpech is hard at work, and as James says, Carmelita's got it here. But Anthony Delpech on the 6 to 10 comes back.
Absolutely. Gets up in the shadow of the post. I thought that Carmelita ran a fantastic race and certainly worth having a close look at. We then move on to Turfentine, and this was Saturday, standside track, 1,400 meters, maiden plate fillies and mares. Let's go and have a look at the third horse, Zargan. This is by Silvano.
Yes, well bred. You know, Zirconium, who ran third in the Vodacom Durban July for Michael a few years ago. This gets left, this horse Zargan, and it's ridden by Ryan Munga, a decent rider who drops it out and gives it a chance. You'll see, I think it turns into straight last, and it runs a very good race. There's a lot of pace on it. Lady Lucinda getting out there with Magical Charm. So the speed's on. The second last at the moment. The horse was very awkward at the back. Gets past him, and I think, James, this horse will improve. Wonderful pedigree.
She's got great pedigree, and she's bred by the owners, Wilgebos Proof, and here she is stone last. And obviously, you know, in the Highveld in winter, it's very hard to make up the ground.
Yeah.
She's got a short little action. She doesn't look like she's got great long flowing action, but certainly can obviously move along, because when she's asked here, she comes right to the outside. She's absolutely got no chance from there. She's stone last. And they've gone through the 600 already, but she's starting to make ground. And this is a really pleasing run.
Yeah, your winner is a horse called Jet Start with Matthew Thackeray for Ormond Ferraris. That goes down the inside. You'll see it, the white with the blue touches. And that quickens up beautifully, and suddenly it becomes the horse to beat. But here's Zargan on the outside. He goes out of the picture because our friend Mr. No Sure for Chris Gerber comes running on strongly. But on the outside, here's this debutant. Didn't know much about it. Well-bred horse.
Well-bred and ran on extremely well. We think that certainly looks like she'll go a trip. By Silvana out of a zirconium, there's definitely staying power there. What shouldn't happen? Well, there you go. You can watch that on YouTube, unabridged and uncut, and see the whole thing there. But we're going to go and have a look at Plum of the Week. Very interesting, this one.
Achilles towards the outside, head honcho. Anton is throwing everything at him. Coming to the 300, Founding Father, Achilles. Head honcho is now starting to lift. He's a very awkward ride, but Anton Marcus is trying to get the best out of him. The talk of the town, head honcho. He's not putting it in, but he looks to win. From in second, King Django, Founding Father and Achilles. Head honcho, he did everything to get beat, but Anton Marcus said, no siree, we'll get the best out of you.
Well, there you go. If you watched or listened to our panel discussion, which we had on YouTube and was on various websites between myself, Paul, Kevin Shea and Mike de Kock for the Vodacom Durham July, we all tipped this horse to win. So that would have given you a great start for your day. But as you can see, it was punted in, looked like the right horse. Anton Marcus at his very best to get it home. But you could have got 9 to 10 or even money on Interbet at any time leading up to the race. And certainly was a bet worth having because we all thought it would win. And, you know, when you get four panelists who are as clever as the four of us tipping a horse, then you've got to know that it's certainly worth having a bet on.
I think everyone got onto this horse because form was superior to the others, and very awkward ride. But in the end of the day, you're getting a stretch with Interbet was well worth having a touch.
Yeah, just on the Interbet, you know, they had a few issues over the weekend which were beyond their control over the Saturday, and they apologised obviously to all their clients, and they will be emailing them and chatting to them to see what they can do. But it was a difficult day for the tote and everyone. So, but head honcho, just talking about the competition that we had. We had this betting competition which was sponsored by Interbet, and there's the Interbet slot. And the four of us had to give a winner and a second in each race. You got 5 points if you tipped the winner and 2 points if your second horse ended up winning. And then tipped the July, 5 horses in the July, in no particular order, but you got 25 for winning, 15 for running second, and 10 for running third. Who do you think won this thing?
I don't want to say.
No.
I don't want to bring the ashy
You tipped the first 3 in your top 5.
Very good judge.
Very well done. I tipped none of the first 4. I tipped Horizon. That was the closest I got. So I got blown, but I tipped the best on the rest of the day. And de Kock and Shea, well, you know,
also runs.
Yeah, also runs as far as tipping is concerned.
Just send
That's
the
why
candy.
we run winning ways, and they run successful racing stables and punting operations.
Send the candy, as they say.
Yeah, well, you won the candy. You made 66 points, and the interesting thing is, Laf's 66 points was better than any other publication that I went through to take their top 2 tips and the July tips on the same point system. He was better than the major publication. So well done to you.
Guys listening out there?
Well done to you. No wonder you've got a lot in your Interbet account. You've always got cash in your Interbet account. Big cash. You're a clever,
I would have had a
punter.
lot of cash if I'd have won the juvenile, not in my race, the one where Ancestry got beat.
Ancestry, I hear that you went for that.
I went for the gloves, yeah. But anyway, that's to come later.
That's life. We'll talk about that later. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you with current affairs.
Whenever anyone asks me for a shrewd tip, my first response is always to tell them open an Interbet account. That's the biggest certainty that I can give any punter with total confidence. Not only is it a good business, but it is interactive, exciting and great entertainment as well. My name is Snowy Brown. I'm a sports fanatic and I'm all about sports betting because of the unpredictability, the enjoyment of the team being the underdog and finishing first, or a team scoring the winning goal in the last seconds of a match to be the victors. The beauty about this is that if I'm betting on the soccer, I can use in-play betting, which allows me to bet across multiple areas of the game. Knowing I have full control of my betting spread and where my money goes gives me satisfaction that Interbet has given me the power to control my bets. In my opinion, Interbet were the pioneers of online and Mobi betting in South Africa and will continue to lead the way. Interbet, where the professionals bet.
Welcome to Current Affairs, and nice to have the Magic Millions slot. James, it's good to have Rowena Smith and Steve Davis, the auctioneer from Magic Millions, here as well.
Yeah, well, it's great to see them come and support our big day and be part of it, and obviously meet up with their clients and whatever. And they certainly seem to have a good time. I don't, if they followed your tips, they would have been spot on.
They were rolling.
Rolling in cash.
Rolling with laughter.
Rolling in cash. Rolling with laughter.
Okay.
Well, it was a hell of a day.
It was just a really fantastic day. As I had international visitors from America, Australia, of course Tubbs Riddell from England. And it was wonderful. Just around our group, there were people from all over who'd come. The international media were here. It was a great day.
And I think they were pretty impressed with the proceedings and the way things are run here. You know, we certainly put on a great day as far as July is concerned.
It has no peer on the continent.
Well, I must tell you, I did a few functions, and I went to the Vodacom village to do a function there. It was absolutely magnificent. You go that side, you cannot believe how Vodacom set out this village.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And then obviously, you know, if you want to go to the best place on the racecourse, you go up to the convention centre where the Pegasus Lounge is.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
think One Stop won the award again. I went into One Stop.
Did they?
Whoa.
Yeah.
They won the award again. Sure, Chris and his brother and his mother. I can't believe what their room looked like. 1,000 people. Yeah. It was amazing. I didn't see all the functions. You saw a lot more than me, but that room was beautifully done. But
well
everywhere I
done
went.
to them.
Well done to them. Well done to One Stop. Yeah.
I must tell you that if you want to come to July and you want to go to one of these functions, you can go and pay your money. You can go to and have the most beautiful day. Everything organised, food,
treated
drink,
like royalty.
Everything treated like royalty, and watch the best racing in South Africa.
Yeah,
that's the right way to go. If I'd suggest it to anyone, you know, that's what you want to do. But let's kick off with the racing, and we're going to talk the first five. We'll talk the Vodacom Durban July in your call, but let's go to the first of the 5 supporting features: the Betting World 2200, the Betting World 1000, and the Betting World 5000.
2200.
2200. which was a very interesting race.
Wife and the Blue Silks towards the inside. Hidden Agenda, Shadow Roll, 8 lengths to go. Still Zodiac Ruler is the trailer. 900 out, Crowd Pleaser, Barrier to Box Stuff in front by 2. The Centenary travels to the inside with no worries, only a neck in it. Bankable Teddy and My Will, they're racing in pairs. Royal Badge, reminders for Go Direct, then comes Trophy Wife. Hidden Agenda and Zodiac Ruler needs the magic from there, 10 lengths to hunt down. Homeward Bound, Crowd Pleaser, he gives a beautiful kick. Look at Crowd Pleaser by 3 lengths at the 400. The Centenary, Trophy Wife tries to close in. Coming to the 250, Crowd Pleaser with a big 4-length advantage. Bankable Teddy, Trophy Wife and Zodiac Ruler. Crowd Pleaser well in command, and he's going to please the crowd. Crowd Pleaser, magic on display. Royal Badge second, Trophy Wife, Bankable Teddy and Zodiac Ruler photos the minor positions.
Yeah, well done to Johan Jans van Vuren, and of course the Werners. This horse, James, just any surface at Greyville, fantastic performer.
I thought Tamela rode a very good race. I thought that he made them go, pulled them along, but had plenty in reserve and quickened up beautifully. And this horse, he's by Captain Al. And he's out of a charismatic mare bred by Normandy Stud.
That's where the stamina's coming from.
Yeah, that's where the stamina's coming from. And owned by the Werners. They had a winner of the first race, which was very nice.
Good day for them,
well,
yeah.
Which was good. But, obviously they'd all rather win the Vodacom Durham July. It didn't happen. We move on to the Gold Vase, which is a precursor to the Vodacom, the Gold Cup.
The Gold Cup,
I think it's Eland this year.
Eland Gold Cup.
What is interesting is that a month ago, this horse won the big race in Joburg, the Gold Bowl in Joburg. And we discussed it. He was a 73 then. They put him up to 90, but it didn't make any difference because he was so far under sufferance. He got a kilo penalty in effect. And we said, you get horses can go 3,000 meters. There are no races for them. This horse had run over more than 2,400 meters once before the Gold Bowl in Joburg. 2.6, he won.
Yeah, real stayer.
He's an absolute stayer, and you'll see the way he wins this race, stays all day. And I looked at the program for the next 6 months in KwaZulu-Natal. There's not one race over more than 2,400 meters. It's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, well, it's got to be looked at.
It's got to be sorted out. Scottsville, you can go up to the top of the straight, go 3,200 meters, and let them go round.
Yeah.
It's nonsensical that you've got.
It's a no-brainer. We've got to start looking. If we're going to put on major races like the Gold Cup, that's why Port Elizabeth puts on those stay-in races, and invariably they bring up decent stayers.
Well, if you look at the whole program, these horses that go 2,400 meters plus have absolutely no chance of getting themselves.
They should be at a dozen races a year for them. I agree with you.
So all spaces, maidens all the way
through.
Anyway, so give the horses.
Well, let's go have a look at this race because there was no objection.
Yeah, very interesting. Let's go and see what happens.
Cap, and then comes Helderberg Blue. Sun on Africa's towards the rail. A video. Sarissa's mid-division, 7-8 lengths off them. Then Hermoso Mundo. Lion's Emblem. Canan's got 10 lengths to make up with Rocket Ball. Great Rumpus, Forbidden Duel, 15 lengths off the lead. Banner Hill, it's going to quicken at the top of the stretch with that small spur. Leads it by 2 lengths. In second is Captain Splendid, who's awake. Further back, Rio de la Plata is getting the wake-up call. Helderberg Blues around them. Sun on Africa, Everdear. Then Sarissa, Hermoso Mundo. They're followed by Kinan. They're at the top of the lane. They've got about 500 meters to go. And the leader, Captain Splendid, Banner Hill. Towards the outside, Sun on Africa. Rocket Ball's running on from behind. Captain Splendid, the leader. Hermoso Mundo's a big runner on the outside. Rocket Ball, Sun on Africa. Kinan's taking off down the inside. Hermoso Mundo, Captain Splendid, Kinan on the inside. It's close. They hit the line, and I think maybe Captain Splendid from Hermoso Mundo involved in a photo is Kinan, but it's mighty close. Down to the line they go.
Well, there we are, James. It was a tight finish. I believe we're going to have a look at the head-on in a moment, but Piers' horse runs across from the whip and touches the other horse.
You know, if you watch the head-on, now I watch the head-on, you watch where Stradham's hands are. And I think Stradham's one of the greatest tacticians and jockeys that we've ever seen.
I agree.
But this is his long suit. He loves running across onto a horse that's running on at him, and they hesitate. They won't go past.
And they don't touch.
But he never touches, but this time made a mistake, he touched. And that was the end of it. So let's go watch, and you'll see where his left hand is. And you tell me if this horse is running across from the whip or is running across from the left hand, with the left hand being guided there. And I know I've ridden horses enough to see that this is exactly the game. But the trouble is that he touches this horse, and now the horse is going straight. And that's the problem. And now you'll see his left hand comes back over the horse's neck, and unfortunately the damage has been done.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's more evident in the head-on.
Yeah, you can see exactly what the story is on the head-on. And I think the right horse got the race.
Yeah, good
I think if Pierre had gone straight, he might have won it anyway, because this horse was running on. But very interesting watching that head-on there and seeing what happens. But anyway, the horse that hadn't been able to win until he went over 3,000 meters, over further than 2,400 meters, won it, and I think it was a tremendous feat. Wyo Mawing, Carl Zechner have won the two big gold races so far, and now they're going for the Gold Cup. Let's move on to the Golden Slipper, Grade 2, 1,400 meters for the fillies, and Sean Terry kicked off his day.
Outside of that is Mara. Sesabi is now towards the outside of runners, and Desert Rhythm also from in to out. Outlanders further back in the running, then comes London Secret and Let It Flow, and they're followed by Star Profile. Rock and Russian's got about 8 lengths to make up with Neptune's Rain. Green Top is third to last, 15 lengths off the leader. G-Wiz certainly not sticking around, and G-Wiz has opened up by 5 lengths. G-Wiz, Spring Breeze is back second. Desert Rhythm's in third, and then comes Outlander. London Secrets towards the inside, and then comes Mara, Let It Flow, and they're followed by Light on Her Toes. Top of the lane, G-Wiz the leader, Outlander, Mara between runners, Spring Breeze the outside, Desert Rhythm, Let It Flow goes in, and then comes London Secret, and here's Desert Rhythm with a big run. Desert Rhythm, Let It Flow on the inside, but Desert Rhythm hit the front over the last 100, Spring Breeze and Let It Flow. Desert Rhythm going on though, and Desert Rhythm has won it. Let It Flow, Sesabi, and then close for fourth. Rock and Russians involved, so is Spring Breeze.
Well, there we go, Desert Rhythm. A big plug for Mambo Seattle. The boys in Mutonzuk must have been jumping around. Well done to Sean Terry. Blink Kumalo, his timing was very good. James, I don't know how the
Nutfield stud bred it.
Who?
Nutfield stud, yeah.
I don't know how the form's going to stand up when there's 10 horses within sort of 3 lengths. What's your take?
I don't think there's much in it between them. I don't see any standout fillies at this stage. And certainly the best ride won the race. I think that Kamala gave us a brilliant ride. A couple of horses were a bit unlucky because they were drawn very badly and had a lot of ground to make up. Duncan Howells' filly, Sesabi, Dennis Ryan's filly might be a lot better than Rachel.
Yeah, I agree with you. And now see my favourite stallion, Judd Pot, runs second. Lucky Larkers came into town. But all accolades go to Desert Rhythm. Well done to them. That was the Golden Slipper. It's a Grade 2 race. And then we move on to boys' version, which produced another sparkling finish.
On the outside of runners, then Argo Magic, Varello, the red sleeves and cap is near the rail. On the outside of that one is Trojan Harbour, then Varimax just in front of that. Woljarina's further back in the run. At this stage, Ancestry 7 lengths to make up. Captain and Master is second to last, 10 lengths to track down as they move towards the 700 metre marker. And it's Hakim who now makes play out in front. Varello races up second, and Sir Frenchie's on the outside. Purple Diamond's got the red cap, then down to 0, Argo Magic. Purple Diamond towards the inside, then Ancestry, and they're followed further back in the field by Nafa. 400 to go, Hakim the leader. Varello's on the outside, Purple Diamond the inside. Captain Master got about 7 or 8 lengths to make up, and it's still Hakim just the leader, but Varello's a big runner, and Varello comes home powerfully now at Hakim over the last 100. Ancestry, Captain and Master's taking off late. Ancestry and Purple Diamond, they get to the line. I think Purple Diamond won it from Ancestry, photo for third.
Well, what a great finish. As I said, I'd gone for the Oratorio #1 Ancestry, and I really thought he's a good horse. He shows he patently wants further, but what a great win by this Vard, Gelbury, Chris van Niekerk, Sean Terry. You can't keep them down. And James, just before you talk about them, Captain and Master runs a great third from way back.
Absolutely. He came from Motherless. But the winner, also trained by Sean Terry, was the lesser fancied of the two. Got
Yes.
peach of a ride from Naresh Juglal.
Yeah.
He came into town. Lovely to see him. And they've got a couple of partners, Paul Attia and Lance Michael, involved in this horse with Chris van Niekerk. They've been long-time friends and patrons of Sean Terry's. And, they deserve to have a
Anthony Peter bred it.
Group 2 winner. Anthony Peter bred it. But he owned Gelbury. He owned the mother. So, it showed this horse's last run. One of my informants who studies hard said this is a very, very big runner in the race, because obviously looking for the 1400 by VAR out of Gelbury. So it just shows
good plug for VAR.
Might be a
plug.
very
Nice plug for VAR getting the Group 2. Used to be a Group 1 this race.
Yeah.
And again, a very tight finish. I don't think there's too much between them. 7-8 horses very close on top of each other.
Right, we're going to go and have a look at the second biggest race on the day, but it was very big for the champion filly Bella Bella, because this was probably a swan song, and they kept her away from the July this year with this race in mind, and it turned out to be an absolute star win.
1600 meters, all set. And away they go from the 1600 meter marker, and Star Express jumped very awkwardly when the starter said go. But as they settle down to race, Frosty Friday's right there. Kilauea gets over now to show some good pace. Fort Embers on the outside, the blue sleeves and cap, and the grey She's a Giver's near the rail. Cheval She's further back in the run. The favourite is the grey Bella Bella near the rail, about 5 lengths off the leader, being tracked by Justential. Further back in the run at this stage we find Frosty Friday, and then on the outside Bella Sonata, Gimme 6, Louisiana. Then comes Polyphonic with the green cap, got 7 or 8 to go with Bipart, and then comes Oriental Oak and Star Express the trailer, about 10 lengths from top to tail. Kalea continues to lead it. Fort Embers raced up into second, and She's a Giver's at the rail third. Bella Bella's near the rail, got about 4 lengths to make up. Bella Sonata's further back in the run, just central between runners. Then Cheval She, and they're followed by Gimme 6, Louisiana, as they turn into the home stretch. Kilauea still leads it. On the outside, Fort Ember, She's a Giver. Bella Bella starts up her motor towards the inside. She's got a length and a half to make up, just Angel. But Bella Bella now explodes through. And Bella Bella comes home powerfully over the last 100 meters. It's Bella Bella from She's a Giver. But Bella Bella's too good, and she wins by 3. She's a Giver second. Third, maybe Bella Sonata. And fourth, Gimme 6.
Well, wasn't this a performance? This outstanding. It was a training gallop for her. She absolutely played with him. She won this Group 1 at a canter. Anthony was letting her down. She was 3-4 lengths clear. Superb.
The performance of the day, you've got to say, apart from actually the July winner, because I thought that it was one of the most gutsy performances you've ever seen, but this was pure class. This filly won in a canter. She'd been prepped for this race. I know they were talked about the filly sprint. She'd go 1,200 meters and this and that and the other. That looked like that was the prep for this race. And my goodness gracious, she showed that she is the best filly around.
Sure, great miler. Yeah,
certainly. Certainly. So Carry On Alice would be the best sprinting filly. This filly's got to be the best miler. She even gets 2,000. Dynasty, out of a brilliantly bred mare, Mystic Spring, bred by
great pedigree.
Our friends at Cheveley Stud, the Costas, and owned by the Kalmansons. So, there's a racing dynasty in South Africa.
Yeah.
There's part of the people that have made racing what it is. And it was wonderful to see this filly win the way she did.
James, there's some interesting racing overseas. I know we spoke a little bit about it. You wrote down some stats for us.
Obviously, the Irish Derby was the next big derby on the calendar, and it was won by Capri. another O'Brien horse. He ran 6th in the English Derby. The hot favourite was Wings of Eagles, who had won the Derby under Padraig Berry or Porrick. And Ryan Moore jumped on him this time. He got beaten short-head neck, I think.
Yeah.
The second horse was Frankel's
the
son.
Frankel, yeah.
Yeah, ran second.
You know, it was interesting, James, that again, a clean sweep for Aidan O'Brien of all the classics. And Galileo, being the sire of Capri, Galileo's son, Frankel, coming through and nearly pulling it off. And then Marcus Eustace's horse ran in that race as well.
Yeah, he ran
5th
or 7th,
I
think.
He ran 5th.
Yeah.
He ran a very good race,
yeah.
not beaten for 3 lengths of the best.
He's got a nice name.
Yeah, very
anyway,
nasty name.
just quickly, because we've got to wrap, the English Derby winner, Wings of Eagles, fractured a sesamoid in the race. Now, after the race, they're saying, well, maybe he didn't stay. But the way he won the English Derby, he stayed every bit of the way. He fractured a sesamoid, and luckily he's okay. They're going to maybe put a pin in or whatever. Just talking about the other big race, which is the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud at Longchamp. It's I think it was actually at Chantilly this year, because I think they're redoing Longchamp.
Revamping it.
Zarak won it. He's by Dubawi, Sumion and De Roya Dupre. He's out of Zarkava, you know, and he's the first Zarkava foal to run, and he's a Group 1 winner.
What do they say? Pedigree will out.
Yeah, well, there you go. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with your call. Right, well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with your call. Vodacom Durban July 2017 turned out to be a triumph for the first lady trainer ever to win the Vodacom Durban July, and Candace got handed the reins in very unfortunate circumstances. Mike got very sick, and and she was thrown in the deep end. And this horse last year was supposedly lucky to get in, and this and that. They ran a most courageous race, and things haven't really gone for him this year. And interesting, we'll talk to Candace about it, but what I loved about it was that this horse is the gutsiest horse you've ever seen. That's why, he had to go into your trifectas and quartets, because he puts his head down and fights. And you watch this horse put his head down and gallop.
Top horses can carry 60.
Yeah.
We've seen it through the history of this race. Top horses, that's why I put him in my selections. I think he was ridden wrongly. It was openly declared that they used the wrong tactics in his last one. Bear in mind, his first run up here, he won.
Yeah.
He won the drill all.
Yeah.
So he's not a big horse, but he's got a pedigree to die for. Again, Silvano were first and second. I was leaning towards the trios, as I said earlier. But this horse here, wonderful bunch of guys. They fly up when they have to do the draw. They come to all the functions. They are great, passionate race goers all over the world now.
Yeah.
And Candace, wonderful job. She's got her father always there for advice. Walter's he's an institution when it comes to racing. So this team can only get stronger and stronger.
Well, I don't know who Mr. Green is. Do you know?
Fred
Green.
Top man.
Yeah?
Top man. Fred comes up to the functions. He's there. He's the good-looking one of the three.
Oh, yeah. He
Yes.
stands out in the crowd.
He stands out, Fred. Fred, tall, dark and handsome, and he's there.
He's there, and the point being that they gave Walter a share after he won the Winter Triple Crown, I think
Oh,
they
that's
called it down there.
fantastic.
They gave him a share because I was chatting
They're
to
very
him
kind
yesterday
people.
about it.
They're very kind
Very
people.
kind people.
Marsh and
Yeah.
Bryn and Fred are very kind people.
Yeah.
And they deserve all the success. They put their money down. And Marsh's colours are now becoming synonymous with great success.
Yeah, yeah, they certainly are, and it's fantastic to see. You know, he's probably the most deserving, most successful owner in South Africa, and we're very, very lucky to have a man like
him
him.
and Bryn spread their wings.
Yeah.
They're very good. They give a lot of people a chance. I'm fortunate to be on their radar, but they really are nice people to train for. They never trouble you. And they came into the race. They were worried about small horse 60, but they were in the scrum. They were on the lawn, celebrated.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go and pick up the race at the start, and after that we'll go through the rest of them and see what it looks like.
Revealed, they're ready. 2,200 meters. They on their way. It's time for Guts and Glory, and that wasn't a bad beginning. And the Conglomerate is right there. 10 gun salute, a good position. Saratoga Dancers right there. Safe Harbour. Black Arthur's just off them. There's 4, 5 of them in a line. Safe Harbour with the red cap. Crambambuli gets over. They are followed by Al Sahem. Al Sahem's a little bit strong at the rail. It's My Turners on the outside. Then comes Brazuca. There's only 5 lengths from first to the middle of the field at this stage. Mr. Winsome out to check. They are followed on the outside of that one. There is Edict of Nant. Edict of Nant's about 7 lengths off them. Then Nightingale, Black Arthur. Marineresque goes further back in the field. Then comes French Navy, Master Sabina. Pagoda on the outside. And Horizon trails 15 lengths off the leader. It's My Turn takes them along. There's no pace on in the Vodacom Durban July. Leaning it by 2. Crambambuli second. Safe Harbour's the red cap. Then Brazuca Conglomerate. They are followed by Al Sahem. Edict of Nant is only 4 lengths off the leader at this stage. Racing around them, then Saratoga Dancer, Mr. Winsome. Black Arthur's on the outside. Marineresco 8 lengths off the leader as It's My Turn continues to control the pace. Further back, Pagoda, then Tilbury Fort, Master Sabina and French Navy. Horizon's the trailer. There's a tremor of excitement. They homeward bound in the Vodacom Durban July. It's My Turn. The Conglomerate. Crambambuli. El Sahem starts a run. Edict of Nant on the outside. Brazuca's right there. 10 gun salutes trying to put in a claim. And it's Crambambuli the leader. It's My Turn. El Sahem. Nightingale. Edict of Nant. Horizon on the outside. Black Arthur. Marineresco. Crambambuli. El Sahem. It's close. Nightingale. Marineresco. Marineresco and El Sahem. They went over the line as one. Very, very close. Marineresco the inside, Alsam on the outside.
Well, what a race. And if you want to see a courageous racehorse, go and watch this horse the last 400 meters. Put on the slow motion, put on your PVR. Just enjoy watching horse put his head down. And a great ride because you can see Bernie going in and in and in, looking for where he's going to get the running room, but getting him going and winding him up. And he puts his head down. He's not going to get beaten, this horse. He's not going to be defeated.
Fantastic horse.
Giving weight to those
giving
3-year-olds.
chunks of weight to the 3-year-olds, and he went out there and beat them, and he thrown his hat in the ring for Horse of the Year, big time. This was a great ride by Bernard Faderb.
Yeah.
And as you say, we're going to analyse some of the other runners, but let's stay on this horse for a moment, James. Where to now? There's talk of Dubai.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's interesting. They never sent Pocket Power to Dubai.
No. He was
Marsh
older.
kept
He
him
was
here,
older,
and he became the darling. He was the horse that, you know, everyone wanted. This horse has won the Drill Hall Stakes this year and the July. You know, 1,400, 2,200 meters. He might be another Pocket Power.
What about the Champions race coming up? That big race that kept Captain America for. He won it last year. Remember, they called it the Mark Bass
Champions Cup. Yeah.
That could be on the horizon.
Well, maybe. You know, we'll talk to Candice just now about it. But let's before we talk to Candice, let's just go through the rest of them and see
Go
what
for a
happens.
second, James, because I thought it was, again, El Sahem, a brilliant horse. He was used a lot to be in the race, beaten head, and never been out the first 2 in his life. Great horse.
Yeah, I thought that it showed that there's very little between the three best 3-year-olds.
Yes, very
you know, Horizon ran on top of them, getting a little bit of weight, and El Sahim and Edict and Nance, there's nothing between them.
Nothing between them.
Absolutely nothing.
As you say, those three look like they stand out, and they all covered themselves in glory, I thought. And El Sahim stayed in the first two, which is a good record.
Crambambuli, I thought, got a peach of a ride from Demea. You know, the race course is running fast. He stays all day. He made sure that they went a decent clip, which helped the horses at the back. And he knew stamina was his forte. Make sure the horse stays. And I think he got the best possible position he could have got.
That's right. He got fourth, joint fourth.
I thought Nightingale ran a cracking good race.
Really, Anthony Delpe is showing what a great rider he is again to get this horse. He kept a few tight late in the race, Anthony did, but he's a great rider, and he got this horse right into the scrum. It was a great finish. If you looked at it from the top, James, you looked at it from the top, and they're right on top of each other. A very good finish.
Yeah. No, it was an unbelievable race. The disappointments has got to be the conglomerate. He's got to be disappointing because, you know, if you look at last year's result, where he was weighted, he now is getting more weight from Marinaresco.
Yeah.
He got well beaten by Marinaresco.
Yeah, he didn't bring him back. Something must have gone wrong with Mr. Winsome because they pulled him out of the race.
Snaith's team, It's My Turn, and
They all ran well.
you know, they ran well. Black Arthur, they all were there or thereabouts.
They ran well.
Of the rest of them, well, I just thought that
We had basically said that we don't like some of these horses, and the horses we didn't like, luckily, didn't run where we thought they would. I think the horses that most of us fancied were in the scrum.
absolutely. I think we've got Candice on the line. Candice, good morning.
Hi, James.
Lovely to have you on the line. You had to get back to Cape Town to go and work because you're a proper worker. You know, your dad would have stayed here and played golf with us and done all those things.
No, back to the madhouse down here. I want to tell you.
Firstly,
no rest.
Candice,
No
it's
time
Laf
for
on the line here as well. Congratulations. I did speak to you on the day, but now that's all sunk in. Brilliant job.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, James. It was, I don't have many words. It was really awesome.
Well, when we analyze the race now, and I think that probably the greatest achievement you can give yourself is that you had 3 runners in your first July, and you ran in the top 5 and the top 6 with all 3 of them. That's an unbelievable achievement.
Yeah, no, James, it really is. But, prior to the race, sort of Thursday morning or so, I just looked at those 3 horses, and they were looking unbelievably well. They looked outstanding. All 3 of them had good preps. All 3 are, obviously really decent horses. And, you could make a case for each one of them. And going into the race, I was just quietly confident that they would all run good races, and obviously hopeful that one of them, had enough luck to get up on the day. Because in July, you need a bit of luck. They all had perfect rides. They were all running well. Everything just went according to plan. And, as I said, they're all 3 really, really good horses, and just ran their best on the day.
Candice, one more question from me. How did all 3 come back? And just touching on Marinaresco, will we see him in Durban again this season?
I'm not sure about that, Paul. I haven't really decided yet. They all actually came back all right. He unfortunately has got a swollen eye. He got a clot in his eye, but that's pretty minor. I haven't decided. I know there's the Champions Cup at the end of the season. Obviously there's always a temptation, but we'll just have to see how he comes through this week. If he can freshen up enough from the race, and I don't feel that it's been too hard on him, then perhaps we will take our chances. But I think I'm going to just leave that decision for the next week or so before I decide.
Candice, just James again, just chatting about your owners in this horse. Well, obviously, you know that they gave Mike a share was wonderful, but I think that it would be safe to say that when you ended up getting Marsh Shirtliff and then Bren Russell into your yard, it certainly changed your guys' lives as far as the Bass team was concerned.
Yeah, no. Obviously Marsh has been with us for a long time. We go back a long way, and Bryn has been with us for quite a few years now, and I mean they're a great partnership together. Great bunch of guys. Really love their racing and very passionate about their racing. And they've had some really good horses over the years. And last year it was maybe hard lines if it just didn't get up on the July. And going into the race this year, with top weight, there was always that little bit of doubt as to whether the little horse like him would be able to carry the top weight. But Bryn was always ultra confident going into a race, and as he always is with all of his runners, they're very positive and confident guys, and a pleasure to train for. And it couldn't have happened to nicer people.
Just on the horse itself, Maronaresco, I've seldom seen, you've obviously gelded him early on in his career, but I've seldom seen a gelding with more courage in this horse. He puts his head down and really looks like he wants to win if you give him the chance. Yeah,
James, he's definitely got a will to win. He's a funny little horse. He's a quirky little horse, and he's got his own little ideas about things. He likes things to be done his way. We gelded him early on because he used to savage horses in the race all the time. He doesn't really like other horses around him and crowding his space. He always wants to kick them all. And a good few times in his races down here, in his maiden races, in fact, he was savaging horses in the races. So we thought, well, we're going to have to geld him. Maybe that will help a little, but it didn't make a huge difference. So that's why we ended up having to put him in blinkers, just so that he stopped doing that. But besides all of that, he just wants to get his head in front. He's a tiny little horse, and he's got the most amazing turn of foot, and I think that's his biggest asset. And obviously, he's got a heart to go with it, because he really does. He wants to get his head in front every single time when he runs. But, he likes things his way. He likes to be switched off in the race. He doesn't like any pressure early on. I think if you pressurize him too much, he doesn't want to be in the hub of things in a race. He doesn't want to be pressurized on the fence and things like that. He doesn't enjoy that. So you have to kind of just leave him early on to find his way, and you just know that when you turn for home, and especially at Grable, I think, where they go, a fair pace, and he's got that turn of foot that's instantaneous. And you ask him, and he just quickens up, and you're always going to get a good run from him, no matter what.
And how's he in the stable? How's he as a horse to work with in the yard?
Oh, he's an easy horse to work with, James. He's a lovely little horse in the stable. He's got a lovely temperament, loves people. He really is a pleasure to train. He's there in the mornings. He does his work. He knows what his job is. He's just, as I say, just doesn't like other horses. Other than, funny enough, he's quite obsessed with having his friend in the stable next door to him. But a very easy horse to work with, and he's a sound little horse. Got no real issues at all. So we really have him. It's been a privilege to train a little horse like that.
Well, I just want to say from the whole of South Africa and Paul and myself, you're a credit to your family, and congratulations on doing something no other woman has ever been able to do. We never thought there'd be a woman that could train a Durham July winner, but you're obviously exceptional.
James, thank you very much. And I just want to just say thank you to, we've had so many messages and so many calls, and we just can't really get back to everybody, and I just would really like to say thank you to everyone for their kind wishes. It's been astonishing, actually. And just to my whole team, I never ever got a chance to thank everybody. Without all of them, my family, my team, everybody that's involved, they each got their roles that they play. To Robert, who's basically looks after them up in Durban, he's done a great job. And just to them, thank you so much. I couldn't have done it without them.
Well, you deserve every bit of it. Go and bask in the sunshine of, I know there's no sunshine in Cape Town, but the sunshine here, only rain. The sunshine of your victory, and may you have many, many more. And thank you so much for joining us, and love to all of you down there.
Thank you very much, James.
Candice Bass on the phone from Cape Town, and Candice Bass Robinson.
Yeah, Candice Bass Robinson. Her husband was up for the race too. His son was wonderful. It was a great family get together. And of course, Walter's got his hand on the tiller. He's a superb man, Walter.
Yeah, it was just fantastic to see him. I actually said to him when I spoke to him, I said, listen, you better come up for the Racing Masters, We'll put that machine of yours on there. We'll look after you.
We'll accommodate him.
We'll give you punting money for the casino, which is...
We give him money to read the greens.
Carol, yeah.
Yeah, you can read the greens for us.
Read the greens and the wine list. Fantastic friends they are. And what a race day. I think that surpassed every expectation of Greyville and the club, Gold Circle, and I just think it could not have been better. I didn't find much that was wrong with it.
So keep raising the bar.
Yeah, they keep raising the bar. 12 races, all good racing. To the winners, congratulations to all of you. And to the losers, well, you'll be back next time and have a good time. You've got to enjoy this business. If you do end up winning, there were only 12 of them. There were a number of others that didn't win, but we enjoyed ourselves, and that's what it's all about. Life is about enjoying yourself, and if you've got racing as a priority, you're very blessed. From us here at Winning Ways, until next year's Vodacom Durban July, let's have a great year's racing.
Your world of winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.